Hi everyone and welcome back. This is Wendy Historian and today we are talking about Fireproof. Before we begin, I know. Let's get started. In September of 2014, One Direction officially announced the release date of their upcoming fourth studio album, aptly titled 4.
We've got something special to tell you. You guys have always been there for us. You're the reason we get to do this job every day, and you mean the world to us.
So because you've supported us so much, we wanted to give a little something back. As you know, we spent the last few months on our stadium tour, but we've also been working on our next album.
The boys also announced online that they would be making one song available instantly to download, an exclusive track named Fireproof.
The boys unveiled the song on their website along with a special message to fans writing, "We've worked incredibly hard writing and recording 4 whilst we've been on the road, and we couldn't have done it without your support. As a special thank you for everything you guys have done for us, we wanted to give you Fireproof. You'll be able to download it for free for the next 24 hours.
At the time, the fans have kind of joked that they were leaking a song early so that we didn't try to leak the songs early later. Now, Fireproof was an immediate fan favorite. Within that exclusive availability window, Fireproof was downloaded over 1 million times, which broke the at-the-time record for the most downloaded song in a 24-hour period. And even beyond the fandom, the song gained popularity, with indie singer Mitski even covering it less than a year later. Music critics were for the most part complimentary of the song too, which tended to be the case with any One Direction song that had a more mature, less bubblegum sound. And that more mature sound was no surprise given the songwriting team behind Fireproof. In addition to Liam and Louis, the song boasts the three-way creativity of John Ryan, Julian Bunetta, and Jamie Scott. And if you're thinking to yourself, those names sound familiar, well they should. When you think about that more mature One Direction sound, post-Midnight Memories and later, those three were the main songwriters that helped to construct that signature audio ecosystem. You can find at least one of these three writers on no fewer than 46 One Direction songs, including the mega hit singles Story of My Life, Drag Me Down, and Night Changes. And with the combined powers of Liam and Louis, this quintet was responsible for a whole host of iconic One Direction songs, including Spaces, Illusion, Diana, Ready to Run, Long Way Down, and so many more. And yet despite being worked on by the usual team, the storytelling in the lyrics of Fireproof is a little bit unusual. One Direction's discography is full of songs that tell stories of emotional extremes, these peaks and valleys, and all sort of spun with this frantic time is running out kind of vibe. But Fireproof paints a much steadier portrait of repeated attempts to improve oneself, whilst relying on the unwavering support of someone that the narrator is confident will always love and be there for him. Another song is often interpreted as being about a strong long-term romantic relationship. Co-writer Liam Payne describes that actually the inspiration behind the song came from a fairly unusual place, a traumatizing incident that OG Directioners remember very well.
And I don't know if everybody remembers, but I had a very traumatic experience of a house fire ages ago. I don't mean to laugh, but it was really traumatic for me and my friend Andy. And I had been set on fire in the fire myself. And the way Fireproof was made, I walked in the room and everybody asked me how I was. And I said, well, I must be fireproof. And that's how that song was created.
The year before the song's release in September of 2013, Liam Payne was hosting a late birthday party for himself at his flat in London. A freak accident occurred involving his old school friend Andy Samuels. Now, us fans at the time knew Andy very well. He was a pretty consistent ancillary character in the 1D extended universe lore. I just remember like him and Stan were just everywhere all the time. Like join the boys on tour to hang out with Liam.
Yes, no way!
Or he'd be in live streams with him.
Are there any websites where you can go and findafriend.com and I can change him in for somebody else?
Or they'd be pictured out at the club, hanging out. I also think like he designed t-shirts that the boys wore sometimes. Maybe I made that up. Anyway, during the party, when Andy was attempting to refill the gas in a space heater on the balcony of the penthouse, the machine erupted, setting the entire balcony on fire and engulfing Andy in flame. The resulting fire took more than 30 firemen to put out, and Andy required skin grafts for third-degree burns that he sustained. But luckily, he survived the harrowing ordeal and made a full recovery, something that Andy and his stepfather and rescue workers on the scene all attributed solely to Liam's actions. Witnesses described how Liam attempted to beat out the flames with his bare hands and doused Andy with water, citing that Liam's quick thinking to put out the fire and immediate action was the thing that ultimately saved Andy's life. And then afterwards, Liam stayed by Andy's side for days in the hospital, even sending his security guards to fetch bedridden Andy some McDonald's when he asked for it. Now, this was a very scary situation, and fans felt many things, but the thing that we felt most of all was relief. We were also pretty proud of Liam, that his first instinct was to selflessly throw himself into danger to help his friend. As Liam's go-to answer for what he would be if not in One Direction was usually a fireman.
If I wasn't in One Direction right now, I would be working in a factory or being a fireman.
And the situation was almost like proof that he would have been a good one.
Why did you want to be a fireman?
I don't know, I like the idea of saving someone.
Now, even though the song was one of the very first things we heard from the Four era, One Direction didn't actually play the full song live in concert until midway through the On the Road Again tour on July 21st in Alberta, Canada.
Nobody loves you, baby, the way I do.
After which Liam remarked,
I love that song. I don't know about you boys, but I love that song. That song means a lot to me.
and the song meant so much to him that Liam continued to champion the song even during the hiatus, performing it as part of his set list for his live stream events.
Nobody knows you, baby, the way I do.
Liam owns the song so completely that following his loss in October, co-writer Julian Bunetta chose to share a minute of the demo of Fireproof that was recorded solely in Liam's voice.
I think I'm gonna lose my mind.
I want to take a minute to dedicate today's video and all videos moving forward in perpetuity to Liam Payne, who will continue to be missed for a very, very long time. Liam, thank you for Fireproof. I miss you.